50,000 markers is somewhat shy of the, what, 1 billion base pairs that exist in the animal. And Pfizer has been a pretty leading collaborator in the development of what is a super high density chip that's 770,000 markers. And we're doing a lot of R&D there. We're doing some very strategic testing on the 770 because we might be able to learn more about what the markers on the 50K mean in terms of performance by understanding the 770. And then we can also go backwards. In the dairy industry, they've got most all of the AI sires genotyped on the 50,000 platform. And now we're testing many females on a 3,000 marker platform. And we've discovered that you can learn a lot about an animal when you use a subset of the 50, which is also a subset of the 770, and use all those genotypes up and down those platforms to help inform one another. Some complicated math, but we know that to get to some cross-breed type work, as well as to apply the technology in some of our other breeds, that super high density platform will probably be important in the future. Unfortunately, it's appreciably more expensive than even the 50, and so we don't, at least now as a company, see that as a commercial platform that a breeder would use to test animals.
Any questions? You have a question?
On the tender trait, does that correlate back to anything else in the line?
The tenderness that is part of the genomic prediction mainly covers the calpain and the calpistatin enzyme systems. And that's pretty unique. I don't know that there's a slightly favorable correlation between marbling and tenderness, but it's relatively small in magnitude, as I recall. So tenderness is really kind of a trait of its own, largely controlled by a pretty separate, independent set of genes from everything else. And tenderness is probably one of the easiest traits from a genomic standpoint because there's some major gene effects across those two enzyme systems. With relatively few markers, you can describe about 1/3 of the variation in tenderness.
I mean, one point we might make on the tenderness, the percentile ranks, again, those are breed specific. And so keep in mind an 80th percentile for tenderness on an Angus panel may be pretty tender in other populations. And so a person doesn't want to get too wrapped up that even though I may be in the 75th or 80th percentile for tenderness within the Angus breed, it can still be very, very desirable.
Anyone else? Well, I think these guys will probably hang around here just a little bit, but let's be here tomorrow too, and so let's give them a nice hand. Appreciate them coming down and being with us, and thank you all very much.
Person doesn't want to get too wrapped up that even though I may be in the 75th or 80th percentile for tenderness within the Angus breed, it can still be very, very desirable.
Anyone else? Well, I think these guys will probably hang around here just a little bit, but let's be here tomorrow too, and so let's give them a nice hand. Appreciate them coming down and being with us, and thank you all very much.